forecast for the week of July 27th to July 3rd. So now we are rounding at the end of June and moving into the second half of the year, y'all. Like, this is summer in full swing. So we start out the week with a Mars sextile to Saturn. Now, Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius. So what does this mean? Mars is in Aries, its home sign. It is excited, it's motivated, it's driven to get something done. And Saturn is about our responsibility. In Aquarius, it's about the collective, community, how are we helping each other? And retrograde is what's your place that you're playing in the greater grand scheme of things. So when we put this all together, we are motivated to help each other. We are motivated to come together and do something, or maybe further goals of yours that are going to take you into helping other people in some way. So this is determination, this is endurance, this is a drive to succeed. And this is also helping you to kind of get to the bottom of what's your why? Why do you want to help people? What is motivating you to really go to the depths of your soul and make manifest those desires? So this Monday, June 27th, you are, getting a little bit of introspective work done, but also feeling motivated to get something done. So if you've been sitting in kind of the silence, sitting with your soul, doing some meditation or intuition work, you might be getting some great insights right now. And we're in the kind of the last quarter of the moon. The moon is losing light at this point in time. So you might not kind of feel a whole lot of motivation. This Mars and Aries sextile to Saturn is going to give you a little extra oomph to get something done that you need to get done. Saturn's about our responsibilities. So something that you've been shirking off, you kind of have enough energy to do it today, because Tuesday is the new moon in Cancer, and Cancer is about the home, nurturing, family, inner foundations, emotions, intuitive, divine feminine, our relationships with women. So this is a beautiful time. The sun and the moon are coming together in Cancer. We'll be feeling very sensitive, very intuitive. You'll have a lot of emotions coming up for you. And this might be a time where you are feeling like, I am needing to get some things done in the home or take care of people in and around me. And there can be a lot of family coming up right now for you to kind of be pulled in that direction. Now, you're going to feel a little bit, I'm going to say a little frazzled potentially because of the sensitivities of this moon. This new moon happens at 8:52 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and it kind of coincides with, it's happening really very close to Neptune going retrograde. So Neptune rules the intuition, spirituality, compassion, empathy, deep sympathy, feeling nature, kind of our flow state, transcendence. So when Neptune goes retrograde, it's kind of this feeling of like, what is spirituality to us, right? We're reviewing, reassessing where is our place in all of this, right? How do I feel about the world as in general? And how does my soul have a purpose in this place? Am I living my soul's purpose? It's very subtle, very, very subtle. So I think that subtlety is going to not be really felt on this day, but it's going to add intensity to this Cancer new moon. So this Cancer new moon is being challenged by a square to Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is about expansion, optimism, good luck. It's not such a bad thing to be squared by, but Jupiter is like, we want to do the things. We have a big heart. We want to feel and do and be. And Jupiter at this time is in Aries, right? We're motivated to get things done. And you need me to do the thing, I'm going to do the thing, right? And the square to Cancer is making us feel like we take on too much. Right? Where is our boundaries? So this new moon in Cancer, whatever seeds you plant at this time will come to fruition at the next full moon in Cancer 6 months from now. So this is a really great time to set your intentions for something that requires boundaries. How are you using your energy? The full moon in Cancer is going to be on January 6th, 2023. So whatever intention you plant now is going to take fruit or going to come to culmination around January 6th, 2023. So put whatever intention you set now on the calendar for 2023, January 6th, and then see how your life has progressed to get you there. So this is going to be bringing up boundaries people pleasing? How do you support yourself and nurture yourself in the midst of taking care of others? Where do we pull ourselves away from our own self-care routines? Because that's the first thing to go whenever we are kind of stressed or we have lots to do, right? And sometimes that is needed, right? If there's an emergency or something's happening, we can't be like, hold on, I'm going to take a bubble bath. I'll meet you at the hospital, right? I mean, we have to just kind of show up and be there in those moments, right? And how can we bring ourselves back to, okay, I'm going to go home tonight and have a rest, and maybe I'll have a bubble bath while I'm kind of trying to rejuvenate and re-energize my batteries, right? So not forgetting how to do that, because we're always wanting to expand. Jupiter, expansion, optimism, do for others. Yes, I'm going to be, you are always so optimistic. Maybe you say yes to a lot of things when you should be practicing no for boundaries. So this new moon is going to bring up for you, where do you say yes when you are meant to say no? Now, as we move into Thursday, June 30th, this is a bit of a sensitive and frustrating, intense day. There's no actual aspects that are exact on this day, except some moon aspects this day are kind of flagged me for sensitivity and frustration. And then July 1st, happy July 1st, Friday, Mars in Aries, which is our motivation or desire, intense passion, is squaring Pluto. Now, this is a very volatile aspect. This is a time where people can feel very fired up about things. We're very motivated, righteous. We believe deeply in our goals and our values and our beliefs and who we are. And Pluto is about like ancestry, karma, death, rebirth, and transformation, right? He is bringing in evolution, and he's going retrograde right now through Capricorn. Capricorn is about the patriarchy, the things that have kind of stood the test of time, the structures of time, if you will. It is kind of the old man systems that have been around forever. So we can start to see maybe some pushing against what we feel. Jupiter is still going to be squaring the sun and moon. Well, the moon will have moved past. But this is the Jupiter. What I'm trying to say is Jupiter rules the law and justice. And so we can start maybe to feel like there's going to be something around this time, because July 4th is the US Independence Day, and July 1st is Canada Independence Day. Canada Day, so happy Canada Day to all the Canadians out there. But it's really interesting because what is Canada Day? It's like, we didn't come here, I mean, and I'm saying we because I'm a Canadian, but we didn't come to this land and say, now we declare it Canada. Like, there was already an existing peoples and culture here that was then it was appropriated from them. We took it from them and then created this country, right? So there's a lot right now of healing about sort of residential schools. What does like Canada Day mean? What is, even July 4th in the States, like, what does this all mean? We're celebrating a day that this nation came together and became a nation, but underneath that, Pluto is all this gucky stuff of like healing and acknowledging of kind of all the things that had to happen for this nation to form. And this nation is formed on those pillars. And so how can we heal that? How can we bring that together now to form an identity of healing versus appropriation, if that makes sense? Because I remember last Canada Day, there was a lot of information coming up about like, I don't know if I feel right about this. And it was truly the first Canada Day for me where I was like, I don't know if I feel right about this, right? I mean, I've traveled around the world and I am so proud to be Canadian. This is a wonderful and great nation. And there's a lot of healing that has to be done under how it was created. That makes sense. So this July 1st is going to be bringing up power struggles of people versus the government, right? How are we changing things? Frustration, anger, explosive aggression can be happening today. So we might be noticing some not riots. I mean, this is riot type energy, but I think there's going to be hard conversations on this time. Saturday, July 2nd, we have Mercury trine to Saturn. This is a lovely aspect because this is like, we want to be helpful. We want to be responsible. We want to talk things out. And Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius, which is the community, the people, and Mercury is in Gemini, which is like community and conversations and thought-provoking curiosity, which is lovely. So we're having curious conversations about our responsibility in the grand scheme of things. Also on this day is Mercury square to Neptune. So this can be miscommunication. This can be, you think you're saying something, but you're actually being misconstrued. You know, you're saying that we really need to talk about this. This history is not good. And someone's like, oh, you're so proud. You know, you're so proud of Canada. And I'm like, yes, I am proud to be Canadian and have a Canadian passport. I'm born here. And I'm born onto land that was taken from peoples who have a rich culture and have suffered greatly because of this injustice that has been kind of perpetuated on them. And so where's my place in all that? I don't know. My parents are immigrants, but I feel very strongly that we need to heal this, because this is what brings us together. This is what creates a solid country. So peoples that come together. So this can distort our thinking, miscommunication, tech issues, delays on Saturday. If you are traveling, take a healthy dose of patience, take paper copies of everything. Don't rely on your tech, your phone, your laptop, your iPad to have all your information on it, because it might go away. Your battery might mysteriously deplete quickly on a plane or somewhere, a vortex of energy. So don't rely on technology today to save you, and give yourself lots of patience. And really, I'm going to say, listen. This is going to be a time, especially towards the end of the week, to listen and listen to what is the hurt that people are talking about, right? There is, if you are not part of this sort of narrative, is what I'll say, or part of this situation, listen, right? And then Sunday, July 3rd, we have Mercury in conjunct to Pluto. So an in conjunct in astrology is a 150-degree angle. And that 150-degree angle makes there's a need for adjustment. It's almost like a kink in the energy. It's not quite flowing properly. But if we can figure it out, it can become quite a gift. So the kink is Mercury. So Mercury is our mind, and we're so curious. We asking lots of questions and we want to know what's going on. And Pluto is about transformation, deep, obsessive, inquiring, research, digging to the depths of something. It is also kind of karmic ties, karmic healing and wounds that need to be done. How do we handle other people's feelings and resources? Because Pluto kind of rules that 8th house of other people's resources, or resources belong to other people that we manage. So deep curiosity, this is on the positive side of how to use this energy this day. Deep curiosity, deep intense connection, talking about things, you know, having deep experiences, kind of conversations. This can also be getting to the depths of your own soul and digging up all those things that are kind of sitting underneath and playing the programming and the narrative of the past. Get to the bottom of a troubling issue. You can uncover secrets, deep study and research. These are great parts of this. On the not so great part of this, so everything has its ability to create or present in its positive, and then it can also present in its negative. It depends on, number one, your mindset, and number two, what the trigger is, right? Where does it hit within you, right? If you are an Indigenous person, these issues are going to trigger very deeply versus somebody who has not had any experience being an Indigenous person or works closely or knows anyone that's Indigenous, right? It's like the Aunt Jemima thing, right? It's like nobody understood. And I still see it on my feed now. They're like, great, everybody took the picture off. I'm like, if you were a person of color and you saw that, what you saw was racism, right? But if you were not a person of color, you saw the picture and you thought, oh, beloved character that has sold syrup since the beginning of time. And your projection onto it creates your side of the story, if you will, but understanding that you are part of the problem when you don't understand that a whole race of people thought this was a very racist thing, right? Even to this day, I still see things on my feed that are like, oh, right, everybody, we solved world hunger because we took Aunt Jemima off. I'm like, actually, we made a race of people feel so much better that they weren't being culturally appropriated to sell syrup. Like, can you just, understand that? Like, what if your face was selling poo be gone? You know what I mean? Like you were making poo smells go away and hey, there was your face on there, right? Yay, thank you for your face. You're like, I didn't consent to that. That's exactly what happened with Aunt Jemima. So, and that's a much deeper conversation, but this is what's coming up now is, can you understand what's happening and your place and everything? And then allow there to be healing and understand that maybe there's something you need to learn about. You know, we're kind of coming back to the Black Lives Matter, to just the whole residential schools and things like that. So I think that's going to be really churning up right now during this time. So on the flip side of it, instead of using this for research and deep conversations, this can be feeling very nervous, feeling like you are being manipulated, feeling like you're overbearing. Someone is trying so hard to control you, control the narrative. These people are trying to take away something that is beloved to me in some way. And you know, really, this is kind of discovering something deep about you and your soul. It can be happy. I mean, if you allow it to be and ask the question of like, why is this so important? Just ask that question versus trying to hold on to a experience, belief that you had, you know, a thought that you keep thinking. Why not ask the question is, why is this making people so upset? These people are smart. When you start to assume that people are not smart on the other side of things, or you start to assume something about their character and you don't know who they are, we start to create this division of us versus them. And then now we start to get into this really yucky place of I can hurt them because they are not us, right? And we want to not have that, right? All of my work is really bringing people together to heal that part of you. So all this Gemini energy this week is asking you to ask the question, why? Why is this happening? How can I learn more about this, right? That is going to really create space for you to either be educated, and please don't feel hurt, because there is some propensity here to feel hurt because like, I'm not the bad guy. My history isn't that because my mom said, or because I say, or because I told my kids. It's okay. We hold space for people to change. When you know better, you do better, right? It's okay. It's okay to change. So I know if you're watching this, you're likely on, you know, likely think a lot like I do in that instance. And you're probably surrounded by people who are, let's not change. This is my childhood. And we're like, ugh, like, can we just let go of the things that we now know better? It's okay to let that go. It doesn't mean you suck. It means that you were taught things that people from generations that kind of perpetuated this because they didn't know any better. Now it's your turn to change it. You get to be part of the change. Yay. All right. Wishing you a wonderful week. It's a bit of an intense one, but you have the tools. I know you do. And if you don't feel like you do, you can reach out or just keep following me. I keep posting things that are going to help you to be introspective, to be curious, to stay open. All right. Have a great week. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Bye.